Alright, so we're going to go over this Spanish article. La inventora del chino fácil, the inventor of Easy Chinese or Chinesey. Esta mujer ha creado el Chinesey, un método mucho más sencillo para aprender mandarín. This woman has created Chinesey, a much easier method to learn Mandarin. Se basa en un sistema de caracteres ilustrados que facilita la asimilación del alfabeto. It's based on a system of illustrated characters that facilitates the assimilation of the alphabet. I believe there's supposed to be an accent over caracteres. This is an error I've noticed throughout the article. Let me know if I'm incorrect, but I believe the word is carácter, and the plural would be caracteres. So whenever you see the word caracteres in the article, I believe it's supposed to be caracteres. It's written as caracteres without an accent, but I believe the accent should be there. So, Shaolan Sui empezó a escribir y memorizar los caracteres chinos a los 5 años. Shaolan Sui started to write and memorize Chinese characters at the age of 5, at 5 years old. Gracias a su padre, que trabajaba como calígrafo en Taipei, Taiwán, se lo tomó en principio como un divertido juego. Thanks to her father, who worked as a person who does calligraphy in Taipei, Taiwan, she took it in the beginning like a fun game. Lo último que imaginaba es que tardaría otros 15 años en dominar el mandarín escrito. Paciencia. The last thing that she imagined is that it would take another 15 years to master written Chinese. Patience. So when you say to take time, it's the verb tardar tiempo. Okay. El chino puede resultar desde fuera tan impenetrable como la muralla china, reconoce Shaolan por experiencia propia. So the Chinese can appear or can seem from the outside, desde fuera, and resultar in this case means to seem or to appear. So el chino puede resultar desde fuera tan impenetrable como la muralla china, as impenetrable as the Great Wall of China. Shaolan recognizes from her own experience. Cuando arrancó con la letanía de los 20,000 caracteres con sus 2 hijos nacidos en Gran Bretaña. When she began with the litany of 20,000 characters with her two children born in Great Britain. Pero tiene que haber otra manera más natural de aprenderlo, y eso es lo que me ha propuesto. So, but there has to be, and now notice that this verb to be is not ser or estar, it's haber, because it's saying basically there has to exist. So you mostly see this form, this verb written in the form of I something, hay something, which means there is or there are. So if you want to say there has to be something, you use the verb haber. Pero tiene que haber otra manera, but there has to be another way, más or more natural. So there has to be a more natural way to learn it, and that is what I propose myself, or that's what I proposed to myself. Yes. Derribar la muralla china para hacer mi lengua más accesible al resto del mundo. So take down the Great Wall of China to make my language more accessible to the rest of the world. El método se llama Chinesey y está creando furor en los países anglosajones, impulsado por el libro recién publicado por Shaolan Sui y en breve por una aplicación. The method calls itself Chinesey, and is creating a frenzy in Anglo-Saxon countries, impulsed by the recently published book by Xiaolan Sui, and in part or shortly, or I would say in part by an application. La idea consiste en ilustrar los caracteres. The idea consists in illustrating the characters. Que es de alguna manera como remontarnos a su origen, which is in some way like getting into its origin. De modo que al pictograma de persona, por ejemplo, se le añaden los pies y la cabeza y nos lo imaginamos andando. So that to the pictogram of the person, for example, se le añaden. So this se is a passive se. So it means to the pictogram of the person, for example, feet and a head are added to it. Are added. That's where where the passive voice comes in, which is indicated by the se. So, al pictograma de persona, por ejemplo, se le añaden los pies y la cabeza. So the head and the feet are added to the pictogram of the person. Y nos lo imaginamos andando. And we imagine it, or we imagine him walking. Y al árbol se le pone una frondosa copa verde y casi podemos olerlo. And to the tree se le pone, again passive voice with the le, and to the tree a leafy green cap is put. So is put says the passive voice. Is put to it. The to it is given by the le. Y al árbol se le pone una frondosa copa verde, a leafy green cap, y we can almost smell it. Y casi podemos olerlo. And we can almost smell it. Esa lógica la vamos aplicando a otros caracteres y así vamos construyendo los bloques. So that logic, we continue to apply it. So we continue, or we're going. So this construction I would translate it as we continue to apply it, because it's la vamos aplicando, because of the gerund here, the ando. It's like we are going, applying it. So we're continuing to apply it. It's not saying esa lógica la vamos a aplicar. That would be this logic. We're going to apply this logic. We are going to in the future. But this is saying esa lógica la vamos aplicando. We are continuing to apply it a otros caracteres, to other characters, y así vamos construyendo los bloques. And like that, again, this vamos plus endo or ando, and like this we continue to construct the blocks hasta memorizar los 200 que nos pueden servir para entender lo esencial, explica Xiaolan Sui. So until memorizing the 200 that serve us, that can serve us to understand the essential. Xiaolan Sui explains. So, su madre ceramista influyó lo suyo en la creencia artística de Xiaolan. So her mother, ceramista, who is a potter or someone who does pottery, influyó lo suyo. So I was having a bit of trouble with this translation. If someone could help me with a more exact way to say this, I would appreciate it. I just understand that it's saying her mother, who's a potter, influenced her love for art, her artistic love, or Xiaolan's artistic love or love for art, que sin embargo dejó el diseño para estudiar económicas, who, however, left art to study economics. A los 21 años, acudió a hacer un MBA a Cambridge y acabó experimentando el sexismo y la discriminación en las aulas. So, at the age of 21, she attended to do an MBA at Cambridge. So this structure is a bit backwards. So it's saying, at the age of 21, she attended to do an MBA, Cambridge. So instead of saying she attended Cambridge to do an MBA, which it could be like a los 21 años acudió a Cambridge para hacer un MBA. It says she attended to do an MBA, Cambridge. So acudió a hacer un MBA a Cambridge, and she finished experimenting sexism and discrimination in las aulas, classrooms. Se casó con un financiero británico del que luego se divorció y creó su propia empresa de capital riesgo antes de tener la idea que le cambió la vida. So, se casó, she married herself, or she got married with a British financiero, person who does finance, del que luego se divorció, from who she then divorced, or with whom she then divorced, y creó su propia empresa de capital riesgo, and created her own risk capital company. Antes de tener la idea que le cambió la vida, before having the idea that changed her life. Durante años huí de mi herencia cultural y me hice muy occidental. During the years, I ran from my herencia cultural, my cultural inheritance, y me hice muy occidental, and I made myself very occidental, very Western. Pero algo cambió con el nacimiento de mis hijos, but something changed with the birth of my kids. Cuando quise transmitirle mi lengua, me di cuenta de las barreras y pensé que hay que hacer un esfuerzo por acercar a Oriente y Occidente. When I wanted to transmit to him or transmit to them my language, me di cuenta, I realized the barriers. And I thought that there had to be, or I thought that you had to make an effort to get closer to the Orient and Occidente, to get closer to the East and West. Al final ha sido como cerrar el círculo. At the end, it's been like closing the circle, she says. 2 años le llevó la fatigosa tarea de deconstruir 2 años le llevó la fatigosa tarea de deconstruir y ilustrar los caracteres. So 2 years it took her. So it took her 2 years to do the tiring work of deconstructing and illustrating the characters. Sabía que el diseño era la única manera de avanzar. So I knew that art was the only way to advance. Y a eso me entregué por las noches en el ordenador durante horas y horas. And to that I submitted myself for nights on the computer for hours and hours. Después de poner a los niños en la cama. After putting the kids to bed.